Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Avero Advisors live stream where we go live every Wednesday at 10 a.m. to talk about all things digital transformation, specifically in the public sector. So if you are joining us today, please let us know where you're joining from. We love to hear from you all, and we love for you all to engage with us and ask us any question, whether it be a pain point or maybe you're in the middle of a big transformation in your organization and you'd like to pick our brain. We want to hear from you. So today I'm very excited to introduce you all to Miss Billie Norton. She is a senior project manager and she is delivering several projects here at Avero, and we're super excited to have her on the team. Good morning, Billie.
Good morning, Megan. Thanks for having me.
Yes, you're welcome. And Billie is the perfect person for this topic, which, I think in any digital transformation project, we get so honed in on the processes and on the technology and the infrastructure and how do we do things better when really these are about the people involved, right? These are not technology projects, they're people projects. So I'm super excited to come to you all today and talk about the culture and the team aspect, the people aspect of these projects. So, if you're joining us today, make sure that you download our 2025 government ERP checklist. We'd love for you to download that content. And again, let us know what you think. And then real quick, we are active on all social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. So make sure you go out and give us a like and follow on those platforms. So real quick, Billie, if you would introduce yourself to our viewers. They have not seen you before. So tell us a little bit about your journey, who you are, and how you came to Avero.
Yeah, definitely. So my background is actually in higher education. Started out in life, I was going to be a school teacher, taught for a little bit in Birmingham City, and then transitioned into higher ed. And that is where I discovered my love for projects and leading projects and seeing the change that really happens for the better. Like, yes, it's painful and it's scary, but it does so many amazing things. And so did that for several years, looking for ways to grow and use those skills and talents somewhere else, and came to Avero. And I've been having fun working on government side of things. And it's a lot of fun doing the changes and just dealing with the different people and seeing where they're coming from. That's my fire and my passion, and it keeps me going. And so I enjoy that.
Yes, absolutely. So when you think about the word transformation, what comes to your mind?
Several words come to mind. It's scary, it's chaotic, it's fun. It's a great time. It's a time for sadness. It's all these emotions. There's a lot of emotions that come with that. And yes, it's needed and it's purposeful, but people don't like change is scary. And so you got to have a plan. Like without a plan, transformation is painful, like unless you have it mapped out and planned out. And I love that we get to do that with the cities, is map and plan out what it's going to look like to help take that fear away.
Yes, absolutely. And, some people, they might be under the impression that this new technology is going to take their jobs, right? And so there's a lot of fear in that, regardless of planning, right? So how do you help our clients not feel that pain? How do you change their mindset?
So you can't go into a situation like that thinking, I'm going to change this for you. You have to go in empathetic, like go in and see where are they coming from, get their perspective. Why are they so scared of this? What is the fear? What are we taking from them? And then show them, hey, this is what you're going to get though in place of that. Like, yes, you're going to give up some of these daily tasks that you're having to do, but you're going to have freedom to do so much more in your role that you've wanted to do. You just never have had the time for, because you have these mundane things you got to go click through and do, and so it's a
Yeah.
time for great growth in careers for people. But you have to listen to the fear first. Like, you can't just say, well, it's going to be good for you. You have to know their fear first and know why they're scared, and then validate that fear, because it is true. It's their fear, and it's true and it's real to them. Um, And I think as long as you do that and they feel seen and heard, and then you give them like, here's what's the benefit's gonna be for you, and individualize it, not just the benefit for the organization, but what is it going to do for this person or this person in their team? How is it going to help them? And that really gets people on board. Just being a listener, and not a forcer. You can't force it on people. So
No, 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 no. I think that's great. Do you have an actual example of this, of maybe where you've, I call it talking people off the ledge. That's probably a really bad analogy, but sometimes it does feel like that, right? Like we're there holding their hand and helping them through this significant change where they've, done the same thing for 30 years. Maybe they created the job role that they're in and the processes around it. And that's really hard to let go of. So do you have an example of a project in which you had to do this?
yeah, I do. So I'll say there's a couple like in higher ed that I did. I'll refer to those first and then go to more
Uh,
current. Going digital and taking papers away. And not just like on the admin side of things, but also the faculty. Like they like their paper, they like their syllabus, and they get really scared if you're like, well, we're gonna have it digital to the students or sharing it that way. And there's a lot of anxiety and fear. And well, what if they don't get it? And then currently, or more recently, I would say, going from mailing out notifications to clients to sending emails and the pushback. Well, what if they don't read it? Or what if they don't? How do we know the email's accurate? How do all of these fears and questions? And but when I add these attachments to my letters I send, how am I going to attach them to the email? What is this going to look like? And there's a lot of fear that goes around that. And I would say 50-50. Someone's going to open your mail just as much as they'll open an email. Like it
right.
just depends. Like you're going to hit or miss either way. But yeah, we've had a lot of discussion around that recently. Like it's okay to transition people over to email. It's not meaning we have to take the letters away completely, but it's okay to transition. It's okay to see what happens. And if it's a complete disaster, we can step back, but at least give it a try. So that's been a fun conversation recently, I will say, is just replacing email communication to people as opposed to letters coming in the mail. And I will say personally, I will probably not open the letter if I don't know what it is. Like I'm going to assume it's junk mail and if you send me 3 emails, I'm more likely to open the third email. Like, okay, maybe this is something to this. So we've had some fun conversations, and I think a lot of times it's generational too,
Oh
and
yeah.
not one generation versus the other. Like it's just a mix. And what is your comfort zone? Like,
Mhm.
if you're comfortable in technology, email is good for you. If you're not, email scary, like so it's just having those conversations and walking through that fear and validating, yes, that is a true fear and it could possibly happen, but let's give it a try and see. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be a great thing. And now you don't have to fold the letters and stuff the envelopes and do all of that, like put your stamp on it, all that hard work. Like that's hard work. And so um that's been an interesting conversation lately, I will say, but we're making progress there.
That's a great, great example. Great example. And you guys already know how I feel about snail mail with the RFP process. I absolutely hate mailing in proposals. I think it's
Hmm.
awful.
Hmm.
So Billy, you're so calming. Like your voice is so calming. You're so reassuring. And I see you work with our teammates internally. So, what is the value that you, as Billy, have at Avero in your mentorship, and how do you work with your teams to ensure that we are able to handhold and have those tough conversations with our clients?
I think it's getting to know people for who they truly are, like listening
Mm.
to where they're coming from, what background do they have. That is the one thing I love about working with Avera is we are such a hodgepodge of backgrounds.
Yes.
It's so fun. Like it is so fascinating and so fun. But learning, like, yes, I may be, an expert in project delivery, but someone
Mhm.
else may be an expert in something else. And learning from them, not just coming in, well, I'm going to teach this to you, but what can I learn from you today? Like, what can you teach me? Yes, we're going to work together. And it's just validating people for being people. Like, you're a human that gives you value and equal value
Right.
with everyone else. And just listening to concerns, like truly listening to, why are you upset? Why is this bothering you? Not getting stuck there though. Like that is one of my biggest pet peeves, like getting stuck in what you're upset about or like the difficulty.
Right.
Okay, like we've vented about it, we've had a conversation about it. How do we move forward from this? Um, and just helping guide people to move forward out of being stuck. Like,
Mm,
because you can get, it's easy to get stuck, like
easy.
super easy.
Yep. Very easy. And misery loves company too.
Yes, it
But I
does.
like what you said. Yes, let's talk about it and let's find ways in which we can move on. But what do you think about the value of project management in a digital transformation project? What is the value add? You know, because some people some agencies, they would just rather go out and buy the thing and plug it in, right? So what do you think? You're in projects every day. What is the value add?
I think it's the human side. So, project management, yes, you could go out and buy the software and implement it, and you've given out, hard copy directions, but you
Mhm,
haven't customized it to every department or listened to the fears. And so, if I don't know how to use it and there's not a plan in place to teach me to use it, I'm not going
mhm,
to use it. Like, I'm going to push back. And so, I think project management comes in and it forces it's, hey, here's your check in for this, and this is when we have to do this, and here's who we're going to talk to here, and oh, we've identified someone's upset, so you know what, now we're gonna pause, we're gonna make sure they're on board, we have time to talk to them, and then we keep the team moving. So it really keeps momentum going, and in a positive way where you're not getting stuck in the negativity. And negativity, I mean, you know this, it turns cancerous, it's toxic,
oh,
and it can totally ruin a project. Like you can go from everyone's excited day of kickoff and we got this new technology and this is going to be fun, to one person just gets hung up and then they start spiraling. And I think the value with project management, especially with bringing Avero in, is we're able to be outside parties to this. We're not
mhm,
internal with the company, and we can be an outside voice they can bounce their concerns off of, and
mm,
not have the politics side of it, of being within the company. Like, and well, we're doing this because so and so said. Well, it's like, well, why are you upset about this? Why does this scare you? And having those conversations. And I just think project management keeps it going. Like, yes, there's pauses, yes, there's room for pivoting, but it keeps your project going and on track, and keeps people focused.
absolutely. I mean, we're not biased, right? We truly understand government operations, right, from an internal standpoint, but we also have great relationships with our vendor partners, right? So we know what's going on in the industry. We know what they're offering and what they're capable of. So we're able to help you all herd the
Mhm.
cats and help you all make decisions because we've been there and we've done that. That's why we go live every
Mhm.
Wednesday, is because Avero wants to be this clearinghouse of information. So just small sales pitch there for you guys. You know, I have to add one in every now and again. So we have some questions. Thank you all for joining us. We have some of our teammates joining us, Billy, Corey, Brian, Sarah. I think Irene is in here, Michelle, Malka. Thank you all for joining us today. Thank you for the support. So Corey says, have you ever dealt with an ERP initiative where organizational culture and team dynamics pose significant resistance to change? Yes. And there's a second part to this, and I'll let you give your thoughts, Billy.